Minneapolis, and though it's also spread to St. Paul. And we want to check in with our morning anchor, Chris Egert. He's been following this story for us live from St. Paul, showing us these businesses that are just destroyed. Chris, what's the update you have for us right now?
Hey, Matt, we've been on the scene here kind of by Hamline University on Snelling for several hours now. Throughout the course of the overnight, seen dozens of fires burning. St. Paul police say somewhere around 170 businesses that have been damaged because of the rioting that happened last night. And right now, we're across the street from Lloyd's Pharmacy, and this place has really jumped out at us today as an example of a locally owned small mom and pop business that to a rioter or a protester may not have an impact, but this has an impact. This business is providing medicine to keep people healthy in the community. And in fact, just a couple of seconds ago, Mary, come on over, Mary. Mary's got her bag of pill bottles here, and she drives up in her van. And what did you say to me, Mary, when you pulled up?
This is terrible. George would not like this at all. He is nothing like violence. This has got to all stop. We've got medications that are really important to people's lives. And it's crazy. We need to stop this. As citizens, step in and tell them to stop, because it's hurting us more than what they're thinking to getting attention to something that was wrong.
You said George Floyd would not have liked this.
He wasn't violent. The time I seen him, and we used to hang around with each other when we were younger, and he was nothing like that. He's the total opposite. He's for people. He doesn't want people to be hurt. And this is wrong.
So a protester, a demonstrator, a looter, an arsonist, in this particular case, is out and about. They're angry. They're upset. You understand that.
I don't think it's anger. I think this was just meant out of spite because everything else was going on. Jim, he owns this, and he is the nicest person. He helps the person that if you don't have insurance, he'll give you enough until the next time. I don't understand. This is senseless.
And now you've got nowhere to go.
For my medication.
I know they're trying to come up with a plan. Aaron, come on over here. Mary, thank you. Aaron's an employee here at the drugstore. Aaron Moore, and we talked a little bit earlier. Aaron, seeing this, and you were kind of explaining a little earlier for people maybe who weren't watching, you're explaining that this pharmacy has such a huge impact in this surrounding area.
It really does. We help people. We deliver to a lot of different locations within the community that help out people that need more help with either their medications or perhaps they need help with housing. We deliver to so many places within this area, and there's going to be a large impact. I'm one of the people who packs up the deliveries for the day, and I see hundreds of prescriptions, and I pack up a bunch of them, and I make sure they're all out on time. And all of these people that I know aren't going to be getting their meds today, and that's going to be a problem.
And Aaron, one of your colleagues, would you mind coming over here? You can come on right over here. I saw you walk up a short time ago. I mean, you've been crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my cousin owns the pharmacy. He has 5 young kids. And it's just a shame because, we have a compounding center. We make special medications for people. Now they can't get those medications, and it's a sad, I'm out of a job, but it's not just about me. It's about the community, and it's just a shame.
I know from the conversations I had with Aaron, you're both sympathetic to the plight of the demonstrations that are going on.
God, yeah.
But when it becomes this kind of destruction,
I don't even know what to say. It's just sad, and my heart goes out to all the people who have been affected by this. And, all I can say is that we just need to stick together and support each other. Don't fight fire with fire.
Both of you, thank you so much. Appreciate you sharing your thoughts. And Mary, best of luck with you trying to get your medication. And Matt, I think that just kind of gives you an idea of what we're talking about. Now take this one pharmacy on this one corner in the city of St. Paul, and then multiply that by the hundreds and hundreds of businesses, not only in Minneapolis and St. Paul, but also some of the suburban areas that we're hearing may have been hit as well. And that's what we're talking about, the widespread impact of all this.
And some of the folks you talked to there, Chris, we can't lose sight of the fact of how this all started, why this all started, and the outrage that erupted after that video showing the officer with his knee on George Floyd's neck shortly before his death there after being taken into custody in Minneapolis. And like you said, when you spoke with these individuals, we heard that this is not people who knew Floyd. This is not what he would have wanted. Chris, it seems like this morning many of the demonstrators have left now. The people who are out and about around you right now, they seem to be just, taking a look, surveying this in the light of day, people coming to check on their businesses. Is that the feeling you're getting right now?
Yeah, Matt, we've been out since probably about 4 o'clock this morning. 4:10, I think, is when we first hit the roads all over University Avenue area, St. Paul. I think maybe we saw 1 or 2 demonstrators who were out and about. That was a much different scene for me personally than the day before in Minneapolis, where there were protesters who were still out in broad daylight. And yes, what we're seeing right now, in fact, Chris, would you mind pointing over here? Just kind of over this direction. I mean, you've got all sorts of people here from the neighborhood who are coming out and taking pictures, and they want to size this situation up with their own eyes. I think a lot of people have been seeing it on TV and seeing it on social media, and it doesn't quite sink in, and it maybe doesn't have quite the same impact as it does for them to stand out here and to smell the smoke and to see the faces of the people who I was just talking to who work at a place like this. Again, Lloyd's Pharmacy. One pharmacy in a city of hundreds of businesses that have been damaged.
Right. We've heard St. Paul put a number on that, at least 170 businesses. Of course, St. Paul, Chris, where you are right now. I want to have one more question for you here really quick before we let you go. I can't help but think about the safety of that burned out pharmacy behind you and the possibility that a wall could collapse. We should say here this morning, as people do come out, and we understand that you want to go get a firsthand look at what has happened across the Twin Cities, but safety has to be an utmost concern right now with the possibility of these collapsing structures.
Yeah, in fact, Matt, we were performing the interview with a different business owner right across the street, and that wall collapsed. You can see it laying in that parking lot, and we heard this giant crash and a boom, and that was that wall falling out of this particular building. As far as traffic and looky-loos and onlookers coming over here right now, it's all roped off, so I don't see a real danger for somebody actually, walking up to that. But again, there are fires like this, fire scenes all over the city of St. Paul. So, yeah, it's a good point that for people who are coming out to make sure and maintain a safe distance.
All right, our morning anchor, Chris Egert, they're live with that firsthand perspective, hearing from some of these people